Hello friends, in this video presentation I will be showing you how you can make use of cookies and session in PHP. Well, what is cookies? When you will open a particular website, you must have seen that your user login, username and password are saved in the browser so that the next time when you will be logging the same website, you are not been prompted to enter the credential. Rather, it will automatically redirect your account to the home page. That is how the cookies actually work, by storing the data in the local browser memory variable. Well, right now I'm making use of Firefox. I'm showing you over here. You will find the local storage of the browser. You will come to the options, and in the option you will come to the privacy, and over here you have an option called remove individual cookies. Once you create the cookies, all the option will be getting stored inside this particular block. And here right now I don't have any cookie, so I will run the website which I will show you, and the cookie will be generated. That's how the cookie is going to work. But in regard to session, the session will be valid as long as the browser is open. The moment you close the browser, the session will get expired. Whereas on the cookie, it will not get expired until and unless the time elapsed for the given cookie. There are basically two type of cookies. One is called persistent, the other one is called non-persistent. Non-persistent is the one where you are not saving the expiry date. Then automatically, when the moment when the browser get closed, along with your session, your cookies will also expire. But in case of persistent, you have to mention the expiry date. Don't worry, I will tell you everything. So let me show you all these four file content, and here it is. The very first file is called login. So let me execute the program simultaneously. My htdocs is connected in the form of XAMPP control panel, and here is the page. So I will be prompted to enter the username and password which I have mentioned in this particular page. So let me just show you from the very beginning. It has got some basic CSS, and I have created one form tag, and here I'm entering the username in the form of email and the password, and these are the two ID of the respective text box. When I will click and there is also a checkbox available, so that if I wish to remember, or if I was to set the cookies, then this checkbox has to be enabled. Otherwise I can click the button, and the button, when the moment it will click, it will take me to the page called validator.php. But if I scroll down a little bit, then you will find that over here I have made use of PHP cookie, which I have set by the name called email, and the cookie I have set by the name called password. This is how you are going to implement cookie in your local storage of the browser. So it is checking, and it is asking a question, that is the following cookie being set, and is the following cookie being set. Means when if both these cookie will be set, in that case the current cookie value of email will be getting stored in this particular PHP variable, and the current password will be getting stored in this particular variable. But since this is the first time I'm running the page, and you also saw that there is no cookie enabled, so obviously this particular question will not return me true. That's the reason this particular if condition will not work. But once I have set the cookie, then naturally this particular portion will work, and in that case I won't be able to see the login. This particular form which I'm currently seeing, this particular form I won't be able to see. Okay, this form I won't be able to see at that point of time. Rather, it will redirect me to the welcome page. Even the validator PHP will also not be evaluated, because it is found that it is understood that your credential is valid. That's the reason cookie is getting set. So with that notion, your validation page will be skipped. Okay, I will tell you what is in the validation. So directly we will jump into the welcome page. Okay, that's how the cookie actually performs its operation. So for the first time the cookie is not set, so naturally this particular page will appear, the form tag will appear, and it might happen, following cases might happen, like you didn't give any value, instead of that you click the submit button. That can also take place. In that case, it will direct it to the validator PHP, and in the validator PHP we will check that here is also initial CSS I have implemented. I'm not using MySQL right now, so I have taken a constant to variable. One is called my email, where I have set the following value, and my password, where I have set the following value. I also have a variable called count, which will count how many times I have visited the following website. So in case if the user didn't provide any value over here, instead of that just simply click the button. In that case, this particular condition is going to be true, and that is checking that whether the button by the name called login, the ID of the button is called login. If you scroll over here, you will see that there is a name called login, and since the login has been set, so this if condition is found to be true. But unfortunately you didn't give any email at the respective text box called email and the respective text box as password, so nothing will be getting saved over here. So naturally this if condition is not going to be true, and in that case it will say that the password is invalid, and it will print this particular statement, and there will be again a hyperlink which will send me back to the login page. So let's try out this one first. I'm clearing all the value from here, I'm clearing all the value from here, and now I'm clicking the button. In that case I'm redirected to valid.php, and it is saying that email and password are invalid. So this particular segment is working from the page in valid.php, and it is having a hyperlink, and if I click the hyperlink it will send back to me to the login page. So let's do that. If I click this, and I'm back to the login page once again. So you saw that I might not give any value, and then this is how the operation will take place. Now what if I give the value but that value is not the appropriate credential? That can also be happen. In that case the same thing, your condition will not be true and you will be redirected back to the login page once again. So let's try out that one. I give some arbitrary value over here. Instead of writing Swaroop, along with that I append a statement called Saha, and this condition is not going to be true, and again I'm back to the validated PHP, and it's saying that your credential is invalid. Try again. I'm back to the login page once again. So we saw that there are two instances how the way the PHP actually worked. Now the third operation can be I have given the correct credential but I didn't click the checkbox. That can also be possible. In that case what happened, the validated PHP will come over here and it will just check whether the login button has been pressed. It will find yes, it is pressed, and then it will be picking up the value of your text box and storing the respective variable, and then it will be evaluating, and you have given the correct credential. But this condition is not going true because you didn't click the checkbox. Okay, so this if condition is not going to be true. In that case the session will be implemented, the session start takes place. Now keep this particular point in mind, which is very important. Whenever in PHP you make use of session, the following line session underscore start has to be always implemented. This should be the very first line of your session invocation. Even if your session is running, but still then also you have to make use of this particular session. Now you might be wondering with the session what will happen. You must have seen that in Facebook, after you have logged in, the username or the email of your user ID, that particular ID stays constant in all the pages within your profile. So even if you redirect to page 1, page 2, page 3, but still you find that your username has been present at one particular corner. So in order to pass one particular value from one page to another, and that particular value is a unique value, we generally make use of session, and that particular thing will be valid as long as the browser is wide open. So let's come back to this particular option. So I didn't click the checkbox, so the session got started. The email ID which I have given is becoming the email ID of the session variable. We can call this as a session variable. Please keep it in mind, these are all super global variable. They has to be written in caps. This is a super global variable, and after that it will redirect me to a welcome page. This is how in PHP we get redirected from one page to another. It will transfer the control to welcome.php page. So once I come to the welcome.php page, here also I have to make use of session start, because as I said, every session page will have a session start, and it's checking that is the particular session variable is set. Yes, because you got redirected with the help of this particular variable only, so naturally this particular portion is going to be true, and you will see the following line appearing in the screen that you logged in using session and email ID is this. So this else condition is not going to be executed. So let's try out this one. Right now I've got a correct credential and I'm not clicking this checkbox, rather than I am clicking the login button, and you will find that I'm in the welcome page. So in between this validator.php got executed, but we will have no clue because it is supposed to store the cookies. At least in this case it didn't, because I didn't click the checkbox. So it just got generated the session variable and it has transferred the page to this particular page. So right now session variable got implemented. So what we can do is that we can come to the option, we can go to your remove individual, and if you find over here this particular instance has got entry, and at this point of time there is only one reference, that is the session ID, because the session is currently working, and that's the reason why this particular session variable is there. So the moment you implement session, the session will register in this particular local browser or in the local variable of the browser, and it will be there as long as the session doesn't end. So the moment the session will expire, I mean to say, if you close the browser, automatically this particular session will be considered as invalid. It won't be there anymore. So what we can do is that when the thing is working, okay, let me first complete the logout portion as well, and then I will tell you this particular thing. So as I click the logout, so that means if the user clicks on the logout, it will come back to the logout page. Here what I have done, I have to destroy the session. So I'm giving a call to session start and I'm giving a call to session destroy. Well, I know that even if you click off the browser, your session will be expired. Okay, so let's try out. I will click the logout and the thing has ended. So might be the session is still active. No, yes, the session is still active. So what I will do is that, yeah, session is still active. So what I will do is that I will close off the browser right now. As I do that, the browser is closed and I come back to my desktop. I will try to open Mozilla Firefox once again, and then I will try to see what is there in the browser right now. What is the existence of the browser right now. So I go to the options, and from options I open the privacy. From here I go to remove individual cookies, and you see that there is no more session existing. So that's how the session works. Actually, it will be there as long as your browser is open. Okay, so now I go to my local host and I would be firing now the checkbox so that the cookies part is now been set. So I go to login session, and again I'm starting from the very beginning. Here is my page, and so at this point of time you can see the very first page. That means this particular cookies has not been set, so this particular segment is been shown to you. So I'm clicking this one, I'm clicking the checkbox, I click the login button. Once I click the checkbox, it will come back to validate a PHP page. Here my variable value are constant. The input I have given by pressing the login button, whatever input I have given, that will be fetched from the text box and it will be stored in the variable. And since the condition is going to be true, that means my given input in the respective text box and the variable which I have declared are true, and then it is checking whether I click the checkbox or not. Yes, the checkbox, this particular checkbox I have clicked. So this if condition is found to be true, in that scenario the set cookies function get executed. It is in the form of a key value pair. There is a key called email, and whatever email I have given, that is by the name called Swarup, whether a Gmail will be set. The password which I have given, Swarup123, will be set, and I will be also setting the variable called count, because I want to see how many times the visitor has visited this particular page that I want to set. But what about this particular portion? This particular portion is very important in the sense that you have to, as I already said, that the cookies are basically two types. One is called persistent, the other one is called impersistent. The one which is impersistent, you are not going to set the time parameter, but the one which is persistent, you are going to set the time parameter, and this particular cookies will be valid for the following session. What is the session is? This is the current date and time, which is today's date and time. Today is on 30th July, sorry, 30th June, and 60 refers to 60 seconds, which makes 1 minute. 60 minute refers to 1 hour. So if I write 60 to 60, that is 3600 refer to 1 hour, then it will be valid for 1 hour. But into 24 means it will be valid for 1 day, and into 2 means it will be valid for 2 days. So that's how the 2 days will be shown. So I'm expecting when I will see in the browser, it will show you the expiry date would be today is 30, so current date is 30. In that case, it will be showing the second July will be the expiry date. We will see that in the browser. Okay, so that's how these three cookies will be set, and over here also after setting the cookie, the session will be started. So this entry will also be there in the browser, and then I will redirect to the local location, that is the welcome page. So let's go and fire now. I click this and the thing got set in the memory. So let's go to the option, let's go to the remove individual cookies, and I see the local instance, and now I can see there are 4 references. The first one is email, as you can see, and here I was saying that the today is 30th June, so the expiry date will be to 2nd July. Okay, you can see the date and time. Right now it's 10:30, so it's showing 10:31. This is the password which I have given. Obviously the password will be shown. I will not be storing like this. I will be going for encryption, which I will show in my upcoming videos. This is going to hold a value 1 because the first time the page has been loaded, and the session is also there, so which will hold at that time, which will end after the expiry of this particular session. Okay, so that's 4 entry which got through over here. So now if I go and click the logout, and if you see I'm in the logout page, the most important thing what will happen is, now if I click and try, I will not be able to see the login page anymore. Why? Because in the login page I already have this particular form, but beneath this I also have a cookie set. So when this particular page will get rendered in the browser, the control will come over here and you will find that in the local memory storage of the browser, it has a cookies called email and the password, and those are already been set. So naturally those two variables are been fetched. The content has been fetched and stored in this variable, and it will redirect to welcome page. So the control will come to the welcome page, and after it comes to the welcome page, we are logging to welcome page without session. So we didn't log with the session. So the else part will be shown, and in the else part it will show me what is the email I have stored in the cookies. It will also count what is the length of the character of the password is there. So go and check out what is the password length. So 6 plus 3, that is going to be 9. SWA, 6, and 1 to 3 is 3 more characters, that is 9. It will show that, and I am visiting the page for the first time, so it will save as 1. Okay, that will be shown, and then it will be incremented. It will be incremented one more time to 2, and then I will be storing it in the variable count, and then I will be reinitializing my count once again so that it can store the value 2, so that next time when I will open the page I will be able to see it's 2, and then I can go for log out. Okay, so let me just come back over here and let me just try out. If I click the try, I will not see the welcome login page. See, it redirected back to the welcome page. See, this is the email that I got fetched from the memory browser. It has a 9 character, and it's the first time I'm clicking, so it's saying number 1. And if I log out again, and again if I try to log in, it will be number 2 now. If I log out and if I log in again, it will be number 3 now. So as many number of time I can do this, the value will be incremented. So this is the third time I came to this particular page. Now what I will be doing is that I'm closing my browser, and then I'm trying to open my browser once again because I know my session expired. If you go and check it out, we will not find the session anymore, but those 3 cookies instances are still there. So I go to my localhost and I will try to log in, but this time I will not see any folder. Sorry, I mean to say, if I click the login, I will not find the login page anymore. So this login page won't come. This form won't come directly. It will send me to the welcome page because the cookie is active. See, it's sending me directly to the welcome page. So that particular portion is not shown anymore, and it has successfully shown me that it has 4. This is the 4th time visiting this particular page. So I want to go and check it out, what is the status of the cookie. So we'll not find the session anymore because the session has not started. So there will be only 3 instances. Oh, session got started because right now over here, once I launch into the validation over here, how the session got started. Since I came to this particular page, somewhere the session has got started. Let me see where the session is. So it went in the validation page. It has oh yes, the session has started right over here. So that's the reason session got started. And this particular instances were all recorded again. The variable got initialized, and I came to the login page. The session is still there. That's the reason we get to see the session option right over here once again. Session is active again, and this will be as long as the browser is not or closed. So if I close the browser right now, and then if I try to open it, I will find that let me open it once again, and we will find that the session variable is no longer there. So let me just go and check it out, and if we find over, but the cookies will be over there at that point of time even. So let's go and check it out. See, the cookies is over there, but the session is not there because session started, that particular portion didn't get executed as a reason. Okay, so that's how the thing is going to work. And I hope that this particular video was a little bit lengthy. It might be a little bit confusing for you all for the first time because I have to show you all the 4 pages in tandem. But I will suggest that please rewind the video again and again and just go through it and try to understand the sequence, how the whole thing is working. I'm very sure if you can access these files one after the other, your entire concept of session and cookies, which are very important for the professional level website, will be undoubtedly very clear. Okay, that's all from this video. Thank you so much. Please keep watching my videos.